Every story has their main character. In this one, meet the one and only.
Hi, I am Natasha Marian C. Marqueses, and people call me from the movie called Mamay.
She spends most of her time
Reading. Actually, I can stay up late even until 3 a.m. in the morning just because of my one more chapter, and trust me, it's just not one.
She also had a heart for
Crocheting, acting, adventure, and making artsy things. Anything that lets me create and fun. I'm also a lover of color red and pink.
She loves all the food in the land.
Except ampalaya and champurrado. Big no.
Her dreams are
Honestly, I'm still figuring it out. But since I was a child, I've dreamed of traveling the world and trying different foods from each place. Also, I want to help my family. I want to give them the life they deserve.
but like every character, she also had struggles.
True. Since 7th grade, I've grown only 1 inch, still not even 5 feet tall. There's also some hormonal changes I experienced, like acne breakout,
She also had moments of
pressure, fear of being judged, and insecurities that affects me emotionally.
and deep down,
I became more mature. I learned to think more deeper and control my temper. I make my own decisions now unlike before. Psychosocially, I realized I don't need to belong everywhere.
her philosophy in life.
The word fear, which stands for forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Actually, I saw this while scrolling through my feed, and it really hits me because it describes me. I used to always choose the first option, running away. But as I've grown, I know I need to face everything. Because if I keep hiding in the shadows, I'll never move forward. Now, I face challenges myself, doing difficult schoolworks, talking in front of everyone, and leaving my comfort zone. I realize that life will always test me, so I choose to rise.
Hello everyone, I'm 16 years old and I'm a grade 11 student at NU Lipa. I have passion for drawing and particularly interested in creating something to craft, like handmade gifts, letters, and also origami. At this point, I'm going to share what changes in my physiological. I'd say I'm cute, but I put on a little weight and notice my body shape changing. Also, my face looks rounder and I don't know if that's a good thing. Also, my height hasn't changed at all, which is a bit disappointing, but I'm still hoping. Next on the list are the changes in my psychosocial development. Lately, I've been feeling like a different person. It's like my emotional life and my relationships with others have been completely changing. I feel even more conscious about myself as an introvert person, but I'm still working on that because I don't want that to stop me who I really am and still to acknowledge my own self. And lastly, my psychological changes have made me even more self-conscious. I remember being confident in class, but lately I feel lost and unsure of how to even begin. I also find myself disliking public speaking as it gives me a lot of anxiety. I'm about to share my philosophy in life, and it is to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment by Ralph Waldo Emerson. I saw this quote years ago and suddenly forgot about it. Now that I've realized that, I've been familiar with it all along and have been applying it to my life, which is the important part. For me, this quote means being yourself is the hardest and most important thing you can do. It's about ignoring what other people want you to be and staying true to who you are inside.
Hi everyone, it's Kisha Liron Idimayuga, 15 years old, and I can't wait for you to get to know me. Some things I really like are watching TikTok videos, eating, I like to eat sweets. I also like to go out with my friends. While I dislike messy surroundings, I also hate that I'm rushing at the last minute. My dream is to become a medtech and to be the first breadwinner of the family because I want to give back to my parents and I also want to provide a better life for them. As I grow older, I've noticed changes in my body. Psychologically, I've learned to think more maturely. For psychosocial development, I'm learning to handle my relationships with my family and my friends. And emotionally, I sometimes struggle to handle my mood swings, but I'm trying to cope with it by talking to people that I trust. Physically, I've become more aware of my health, so I take care of my body through rest and eating healthy since recently I had UTI. Being a teenager isn't always easy. I struggle my problems all alone most of the time. I deal with this by thinking positive, focusing on my goal, reminding myself that every struggle I face is part of growing up. My personal philosophy in life is dreams remains dreams without action. I chose this philosophy because that no matter how big your dreams are, they won't happen if you don't work for them. I apply this philosophy every day by reminding myself to learn from mistakes instead of giving up and to keep moving forward even if life feels difficult.
Hi, I am Rabbi Serbi Maramdi M. Gudia, currently studying in Enyulipa. I came from a simple family and just like many students, my parents work really hard every single day so they can provide for our needs and support my education. Growing up, I always see how much effort and sacrifice they give just to make sure we have food on the table that I can go to school. My personal philosophy in life is simple but very important for me. If you don't work hard and study well, all the sacrifice of your parents will be wasted. That's why I always remind myself that hard work, discipline, and valuing education are the key to showing gratitude to our parents and also the way to reach our dreams. I choose this philosophy because of my own experience. Every time I see my parents waking up early, going to work, even when they are tired and still thinking of how to support us, I feel inspired to do better. Their sacrifice remind me that I need make the efforts worth it. I don't want their time and money go to waste. I do my best to focus on my studies and use the opportunities they are giving me. In my daily life, I try to apply this philosophy by taking my studies seriously, being disciplined with my time, by avoiding things that can distract me too much, even in small ways like helping home, finishing my school tasks, and trying to be responsible. I feel like I'm slowly repaying their hardship. I believe that one day, if I continue to work hard, I will able to give back to my parents and make them proud. To close, my philosophy in life is not only about education, but also love, respect, and gratitude for the people who sacrificed for me. I believe that following this mindset will guide me to become a responsible student today and a successful person in the future.
Breaking news. Metro Manila is now underwater. The temperature is hitting 60 Celsius and the forests vanish.
This could be our future because right now it already feels like reality. Yet history became our storyteller, and not every chapter was written in beauty.
In 18th century, the Industrial Revolution began. The coal-powered factories, steam engines, oil, and natural gas started transforming our world. However, few listened because the world is busy chasing the progress.
A century later, engineer Guy Stewart calendar showed evidence that rising emissions were already warming the planet. We now call calendar effect. Yet once again, the world turned away. And now, the future we feared is already here.
Have you heard the sighs of vanishing trees, once strong and tall, now brought to their knees?
Have you heard the quiet cracks of melting ice in the Arctic's vast, where polar bears pay the price?
Have you heard the song of the seasons confused?
with winters too warm and summers abuse?
In 2006, China became the largest carbon dioxide emitter, overtaking the US. And recently, the year of 2024 was the warmest year on record since 1850, confirming scientists' prediction.
Lives shattered by a crisis we created. Our planet no longer wants us. But once, our world was full of greens. The skies were clear, the air was fresh and free, and the environment was alive, not struggling to survive. And yet, this is not the end. Because just as history shows our mistakes, it also shows our power to change.
We should properly dispose our trash, knowing small actions could lead to big changes.
We can plant trees to help reduce greenhouse gas level in the atmosphere.
We can join forces with local activists, creating hope and progress.
We can drive without destroying, and we can build without sacrificing.
And if history has taught us anything, it is this. We've improved our lives before. Why can't we improve our world now?
Because the future is not written yet, and it is in our hands now.
So be the change you wish to see. Our planet is calling. Will you answer?